Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So today we are reading from Canto 8, chapter 18, entitled Lord Vamanadev, the Dwarf Incarnation. Est-ce que tu comprends l'anglais?
Oui.
Ça va? Okay. And we read from text 2 to 5, because only on text 5 there is a purport.
Okay.
So I will recite the Sanskrit, the translation for the first verses, and then we can recite all together the fifth verse. Shyamavadato Jasha Rajakundala Dvishola Sachri Vadanambuja Puman Srivatsavaksha Balayan Gado Lasat Kirita Kanchi Guna Charunu Pura. Translation. The body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, blackish in complexion, was free from all inebrieties. His lotus face, decorated with earrings resembling sharks, appeared very beautiful, and on his bosom was the mark of Srivatsa. He wore bangles on his wrists, armlets on his arms, a helmet on his head, a belt on his waist, a sacred thread across his chest, and ankle bells decorating his lotus feet. Text 3. Madhuvrata vrata vigustaya svaya virajita shri vanamalaya hari Prajapatir vishma tamasvaro chisha vinashayan kanta nivishta kaustuba. Translation. An uncommonly beautiful garland of flowers decorated his bosom, and because the flowers were extremely fragrant, a large group of bees, making their natural humming sounds, invaded them for honey. When the Lord appeared, wearing the Kaustuba gem on his neck, his effulgence vanquished the darkness in the home of Prajapati Kashyapa. Text 4. Disha prasedu salila shayastada Raja prarishta ritavo gunanvita Dyaorantarikshan kshitiragni jiva Gavodvija sanjarishu nagascha. Translation. At that time, there was happiness in all directions, in the reservoirs of water, like the rivers and oceans, and in the core of everyone's heart. The various seasons displayed their respective qualities, and all living entities in the upper planetary system, in outer space, and on the surface of the earth were jubilant. The demigods, the cows, the brahmanas, and the hills and mountains were all filled with joy. Now text 5 that we can repeat together. Shrunayam Shravanadvadashyam
Shunayam Shravanadadasyam
Muhurte Bijiti Prabhu
Muhurte Vichiti Prabhu
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyash
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyash
Chakrustas Janma Dakshinam
Chakshrusta Janma Dakshinam
Shunayam Shravanadvadasyam
Shonayam Shravanadvadasyam
Muhurte Bhijiti Prabhu
Muhurte Abhijiti Prabhu
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyash
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyas
Chakrustas Janma Dakshinam
Chakrustat Janma Dakshinam
Shunayam Shravanadvadasyam
Shunayam Shravanadvadasyam
Muhurte Bhijiti Prabhu
Muhurte Vijiti Prabhu
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyash
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyas
Chakrusta Janma Dakshinam
Chakrustat Janma Dakshinam
Shunayam Shravanadvadasyam
Shunayam Shravanadvadasyam
Muhurte Vijiti Prabhu
Muhurte Abhijiti Prabhu
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyash
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyas
Chakrusta Janma Dakshinam
Chakrustat Janma Dakshinam Shonayam Sarvana Dvadasyam
Shunayam Shravanadvadasyam
Muhurte Abhijiti Prabhu
Muhurte Bhijiti Prabhu
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyas
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyash
Chakrustat Janma Dakshinam
Chakrustas Janma Dakshinam
Shronayam Shravanadvadasyam
Shunayam Shravanadvadasyam
Muhurte Vijiti Prabhu
Muhurte Abhijiti Prabhu
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyash
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyash
Chakrustaj Janma Dakshinam
Chakrustat Janma Dakshinam
Shronayam Shravanadvadasyam
Shronayam Shravanadvadasyam
Muhurte Vijiti Prabhu
Muhurte Abhijiti Prabhu
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyash
Sarve Nakshatra Taradyas
Chakrustas Janma Dakshinam
Chakrustat Janma Dakshinam
Shunayam.
Shonayam
When the moon was situated
when the moon was situated
in the Shravana lunar mansion,
in the Shravana lunar mansion
Shravana Dvadasyam,
Shravana Dvadasyam
on the 12th lunar day of the bright fortnight,
on the 12th lunar day of the bright fortnight
in the month of Bhadra,
in the month of Bhadra,
the day famous as the Shravana Dvadashi,
the day famous as Shravana Dvadashi,
Muhurte,
Muhurte,
in the auspicious moment,
the auspicious moment,
Abhijiti,
Abhijiti,
in the first portion of the Shravana,
in the first portion of the
Shravana lunar mansion, known as the Abhijit Nakshatra,
known as the Abhijit Nakshatra,
and in the Abhijit Muhurta,
and in the Abhijit Muhurta,
occurring at midday.
occurring at midday.
Prabhu,
Prabhu,
the Lord,
the Lord,
Sarve,
Sarve,
all, Nakshatra,
Nakshatra,
stars,
stars,
Tara,
Tara,
planets,
planets,
Adya,
Adya,
beginning with the sun
beginning with the sun
and followed by the other planets.
and followed by the other planets.
Chakru,
Chakru,
made,
made,
Tat Janma,
Janma,
the birthday of the Lord.
the birthday of the Lord.
Dakshinam,
Dakshina,
very munificent. Shushinita Sachituta ki
Jai.
Shishi Jagannath Baladev Spada Maharani ki
Jai.
Shishirata Parishishwara ki
Jai.
Translation. On the day of Shravana Dvadashi, the 12th day of the bright fortnight in the month of Bhadra, when the moon came into the lunar mansion Shravana, at the auspicious moment of Abhijit, the Lord appeared in this universe. Considering the Lord's appearance very auspicious, all the stars and planets from the Sun to Saturn were munificently charitable. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, an expert astrologer, explains the word nakshatra taradya. The word nakshatra means the stars. The word tara in this context refers to the planets, and adya means the first one specifically mentioned. Among the planets, the first is Surya, the sun, not the moon. Therefore, according to the Vedic version, the modern astronomer's proposition that the moon is nearest to the earth should not be accepted. The chronological order in which people all over the world refer to the days of the week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, corresponds to the Vedic order of the planets, and thus circumstantiates the Vedic version. Apart from this, when the Lord appeared, the planets and stars became situated very auspiciously, according to astrological calculations, to celebrate the birth of the Lord. Om Ajnana Timidam Dasya Jnananjana Shalakaya
Chakshurumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhisham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Nam Hare Nam Eva Kevalam Karunasya Nasya Gatiranya. Just read again the verses. The body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, blackish in complexion, was free from all inebrities. His lotus face, decorated with earrings resembling sharks, appeared very beautiful, and on his bosom was the mark Srivatsa. He wore bangles on his wrists, armlets on his arms, a helmet on his head, a belt on his waist, a sacred thread across his chest, and ankle bells decorating his lotus feet. An uncommonly beautiful garland of flowers decorated his bosom, and because the flowers were extremely fragrant, a large group of bees, making their natural humming sounds, invaded them for honey. When the Lord appeared, wearing the Kaustupa gem on his neck, his effulgence vanquished the darkness in the home of Prajapati Kashyapa. At that time, there was happiness in all directions, in the reservoirs of water like the rivers and oceans, and in the core of everyone's heart. The various seasons displayed their respective qualities, and all living entities in the upper planetary system, in outer space, and on the surface of the earth were jubilant. The demigods, the cows, the brahmanas, and the hills and mountains were all filled with joy. On the day of Shravana Dvadashi, the 12th day of the bright fortnight in the month of Bhadra, when the moon came into the lunar mansion Shravana, at the auspicious moment of Abhijit, the Lord appeared in this universe. Considering the Lord's appearance very auspicious, all the stars and planets, from the sun to Saturn, were munificently charitable. Beautiful verses, no? Description of the Lord's appearance. So as we mentioned yesterday, and I please beg your benediction to be able to say a few words on the Bhagavatam, despite my poor qualification and lack of preparation on these verses. But already so much nectar is manifesting by Prabhupada's mercy. So let's try to see what Prabhupada may inspire us to share. So yesterday we were mentioning, surprisingly, like we read its Vamanadeva appearance, and when we look on the cover, blackish in complexion, it's not blackish, decorated with earrings resembling sharks, not visible on the first page, appearing very beautiful, this, of course, this we can notice. Then all the rest, his bosom was marked with the Srivatsa, bangles on his wrist, arnets on his arms, not sure, and the helmet on his head. This is not the case, as we know. Ramanadev has an umbrella, for instance. He has the Brahmanical thread also. So just to remind us that he first appeared in the Vishnu form with few attributes: the conch shell, the disc, club, mace. After, when the Kashyapa Muni and Aditi manifested this, not manifested, but right after, for the pleasure of his parents, he manifested this form of Amanadev that we see on the cover here. And still this description of the transcendental form of the Lord is always very inspiring to remember. It's a good meditation for us to have all these details from the Shastra, because we can see the Lord only from hearing. That's why we go to the Dham. It's not to just visit geographically, but it's mostly to have more opportunity for hearing about the Lord's pastime, activities, qualities. And by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, today we have this opportunity to see through the Srimad Bhagavatam, which he brought us. And this form of the Lord always manifests some specific qualities, and is definitely for some purpose. And what I found interesting here is about this beautiful garland of flowers that is decorating his bosom. It's so fragrant that bees, they are making their natural humming sounds. And I just try to picture, how, it gives, this very enlivening atmosphere, around the garden. There are some, these bees around. It gives, some movement, and it's fully fragrant. And because of that, the bees being attracted by this extremely fragrant flowers. They are coming for getting the honey, you know. And this is a bit what we are trying to do as well, all together, to be humming like bees, humming the presence of the Lord, humming the garlands, the Maha garlands, to get some direct contact with the Lord's mercy. And also by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam together, we are like these bees all together, trying to get this nectar from the mouth of Srila Prabhupada, of our spiritual master. And this is it. This is the natural humming sound. Srila Prabhupada, oh, you do so nicely the bee. Yeah, this is our life. To be like these bees, trying to get the nectar from the reciting or hearing from the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. And let's try not to be just around the pot of honey, but inside of it. And being inside means to apply also what we hear. And when there is a description like this of the Lord, try to, have this meditation, how the Lord is appearing, manifesting. Try to understand all these attributes, because the Lord's attributes help us to understand which mood, which relationship He manifests with His devotees. We know that the club or the mace is, to kill the demons. Some attributes are to kill the demons, others are more for pleasing His devotees directly. So depending on which attribute He manifests, He has definitely some wish to reciprocate with His devotees, because we know that the Lord manifests this or that form according to the desire, to the relationship and the emotions, the sentiment, the feelings, the bhakta manifests towards Him naturally in the course of His devotional service. It seems a little bit far from us, this level, but this is by patience and continuing our devotional service that the Lord will put us into some situations to intensify some desires and some feelings towards Him. And then when these feelings become more mature, then the form may appear, or our connection with a particular form of the Lord will manifest. We should not force it and not ask, okay, what is my relationship? What is the form of the Lord that I should worship? This will come naturally through the process of devotional service. And this process should be given. It's not like we know that there is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, and so on. And okay, I will decide one of the 9th, and I will see what it gives according to my feelings. No, because we are for now not pure enough to understand about bhakti. We need the advice of someone more qualified, someone who has this realization of what is bhakti, or at least someone who is more elevated than us, to get clarified vision and to have proper advice of how to practice, what to practice, like what anga of devotional service shall we practice. Doesn't mean we should be like babies and need a babysitter every day, but to have general instructions on what is my seva, what do you advise me to do, and when there are then this instruction followed, in the course of trying to implement these instructions, we will encounter difficulties. That's the whole point. These difficulties, these obstacles, they are here for us to purify the heart at the beginning. Because without a purified heart, we cannot get real darshan of the Lord and properly practice devotional service. And when this natural emotion and this purer devotional service manifest. Not a mixed Mishra Bhakti, but more elevated devotional service. It's not a matter of question of, okay, how many rounds today, how many hours of seva we do for the Lord, and how many hours I will rest, please. I need rest, I need prasadam in exchange, I need something, you know. No, that's the only thing I have to do, perform devotional service for His pleasure, not for my pleasure. There is nothing else than devotional service to the Lord. So, this is definitely a high level. So to come back to more humble position, for us to get this nectar means to follow the instruction of our superiors, and we might not understanding at the very beginning, but by following their instructions, we'll definitely get some satisfaction, but not the kind of satisfaction you get from material, like sense gratification. It's a satisfaction like really fulfills your heart, and you don't even you don't fully understand why it comes, but it is there. You know, you did your seva, you did fulfill an instruction you received, and okay, you know, there is something inside different. And then when you come to the person who gave you this instruction and you understand that you perform it, and then you feel this reciprocation, he's happy you are doing, and you understand that this was the point. Like this person is happy, and because he has more realization than I, then by following him, being the servant of the servant of the servant, then I am also pleasing Krishna. This is our path to get this honey. So, and we may continue our natural activities, like the bees, they are doing their natural humming sounds. We are also doing our natural activities and being targeting toward the Lord's service. Then our life can be perfect. And when the Lord appeared in our life, here it's mentioned that His effulgence vanquished the darkness in the home of the Prajapati Kashyapa. We all have, either we live in the temple or in the house, we all have this opportunity to bring, you know, this transcendental atmosphere. From the moment we put the Lord in the center of the house or the temple, you know, so much light come in. Why? Because when you understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that you live in a house or in a temple, naturally what comes with it is, oh, it's the Supreme Lord, so the temple should be clean. The Lord is waiting for an offering, so you cook for Him. The Lord also wants to hear Krishna Katha, so we should recite Krishna Katha for Him. And definitely all activities come around. And this vanquish the darkness of this home. It doesn't become anymore a graveyard. Prabhupada said, if this home, you don't welcome any guest in this home, it's become a graveyard. This is not the point to have a home or a temple without any guests. Why the Lord is present here is to connect everyone to His devotional service. So definitely if it's empty temple or empty house, what is the point? So this is another aspect of it, to put the Lord in the center of the house, engage us in devotional service. Everything becomes a devotional service at home. Either we clean, cook, put nice arrangements, decorations, some curtains in the flat, you know, we build nice furniture and so on. Yeah, we might think, oh yeah, I am in Maya because I'm doing all this furniture, it takes so much time and I'm not in the temple, but it's also, if it's done, to have a proper arrangement to receive the Lord, to make it neat around, clean, you know, to not have a disturbed mind by the mess around, you know, this also is considered devotional service. And then what is making it perfect is when you receive guests. We were talking a few chapters before about how in the Vedic culture it's so important to receive guests. Even if they are not invited, they may come, without letting you know, but still, you have to offer at least some seed, some water, to say nice words of welcoming. And of course, the best if it's a little bit more planned, prepare prasadam and make sure that they get fully satisfied, even if it's your enemy. Your enemy, when he goes out of your house after, you should not feel anymore that he's your enemy. You have to receive him so nicely that he forgets that there are problems. He's quite elevated. But this is the principle we should follow and try to develop. What is interesting also is that when there is incarnation of the Lord manifested, there is happiness in all directions. And not only for human beings, but for any living entity. And for, it's mentioned, even the seasons, they reciprocate by displaying their respective qualities. And living entities on the material plane, like if the Lord appears, let's say, in the middle planets, it doesn't benefit only for the middle planet inhabitants, but for all planetary systems. Here it's mentioned that all living entities in the upper planetary system, in outer space and on the surface of the earth, were jubilant. And even the hills and mountains, of course, they are living beings as well. They were filled with joy. This is the transcendental appearance of the Lord. And the Lord, this is an interesting point because it's mentioned about the different alignment of the planets. We have to really understand this, that when the Lord appears, he decides, when he appears. Still, it's maybe mentioned in the Shastras in which order and so on, but this is the plan of the Lord. Mm-hmm. And when the Lord appears, it's not that it's because the stars and planets they put in this arrangement that the Lord comes. No, the Lord comes and the planets align. That's why we should not confuse that astrology is not higher than Bhakti. We should not think that because this or that planet, then I cannot practice devotional service, for instance, because there is this arrangement of planets. So I will know in my life for 5 years there will be bad omens, there will be bad situation in my life. So I will be prevented from this or that. This cannot happen. You cannot prevent Bhakti. If you want to perform devotional service, it's a matter of desire. To cultivate the desire, sadhu sangha, Rim Shrimad Bhagavatam, chanting, following the 4 regulative principles. These are the basics to maintain this capacity of performing devotional service. Not that now it's eclipse. Wow, eclipse, so dangerous. I'm so scared. I will not get out of home. There is Harinam today, but it's eclipse. Better I don't go. No, why so? But the tendency nowadays is to go to astrologers to know their future. Why we want to know the future? Because we want to control. We want to know what will happen to me, what will happen to this body, to my life. Whose life? Your life, or who is possessor of your body, of your life now that you want to surrender to Krishna? It's not anymore your life, your body. So better address Krishna. But still, even understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, we may have this tendency to go for an astrologer to understand how it's going on, what our qualities, for instance, what is bound to happen to us. Yeah, it may be the case, but the point is to not spend too much time on that. Because then, if all of this information, they take you out of Krishna and you think, oh, I will know that this event will happen. Oh, Krishna, it's too difficult, I cannot. And you stress already, you know. It's not there, but it's in 10 years, for instance, but you're already into it, you know. And you spend this next 10 years thinking, oh, it will come, it will come, it will come, but it's preventing you. And then I also, it was not planned like this, but some astrologer asked me birthday. I didn't want to do this kind of thing, but I did indirectly through Vasumati, you know. She asked me the birth date and the time, said, and what will you do with that? I will ask, and so on. So I got a little exchange, like a few seconds with this astrologer. And it was astonishing, because still there is some truth in it. Like, he told me about my mom, you know, some intimate things, which were true. So definitely it has, you know, some truth in it, in terms of karmic laws. But Bhakti can take us, you know, out. We know that Bhakti is above that, can totally be out. You may be destined, according to your karma, to this destination, but if you surrender to Krishna, you are not, if you fully surrender to Krishna, you're not anymore under these laws of karma. We know that. Of course, it's not our level, but to our path, we should never, you know, give more importance to other methods, other procedures, astrology, psychology, I don't know, sport or whatever. You know, it's always Bhakti should be first, the priority. If there is a choice to make, it's for Bhakti. Then, if these other practices, they help you in your devotional service, it's not that you are giving priority to them. If, for instance, you have, you know, mind disturbance, like you have some, you know, childhood difficulties and so on, yeah, this might be very helpful for your path of Bhakti to have some therapy. But it would not be like something, all your life, I will do a therapy all my life aligned with Bhakti, you know. No, you may use this process for some period of time and then focus on Bhakti. You know, the sport as well. Some spiritual masters, they do like Bhakti Vigana Goswami. I think once a week he goes for running 1 hour, you know. He takes care of his body and every day he do some yoga exercise and breathing. Yeah, okay. It's to take care of this body, but he doesn't do a marathon like, okay, let's now run 5 hours and 42 kilometers every month and let's make some bodybuilding to have big muscles and to impress more the public. No, it's always for the purpose of serving better, longer, and to take care of this instrument of the body that is our tool for serving Krishna. An interesting aspect, Hare Krishna Saji, that also appeared here is about the days of the week. Astrologers, or the one who analyzes the planet, the stars, they don't consider the Shastra, so they think the moon is clouded and the sun. But as devotees, we accept the verdict of the Shastras. And verdict is that the sun is first. And it was interesting to read that it's already in our, you know, in our, let's say, material knowledge of the days of the week. Sunday, Monday, Sunday, and Moon Day. You know, it's already written on it. And it's true that before that, I heard that the first day of the week is the Sunday. But now, you know, which it's like, for us, the first day of the week, it's Monday. We work on Monday, you know. So because all our life is centered with work and activities, but not with God. You know, even in Catholic Church, it's mentioned like Sunday is a day for God. So why we don't put it first day of the week?
Yeah.
You know, but no, because now all our life is centered with money, with work. First day of the week is Monday because it's the day when we work. You know. And at work, you will hear the colleague say, "How are you today?" "Oh, like a Monday." You know, so sad, you know, so depressed. But better start your week on a Sunday. Come to the temple, you will see. It's a very nice first day of the week. There is a beautiful Sunday feast with a nice bhajan, kirtans, all the devotees gathered, then all have prasadam together. It's so nice for the first day of the week. So it was a nice reminder of these verses. But definitely when the Lord appears, it's everything becomes auspicious. Cannot imagine. So, and at the same time we can have this experience daily, either in the temple or at home, because the form of the Lord in his sound vibration of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra give us this opportunity to bring and to feel this auspiciousness. It's not our goal, right? To have auspiciousness. It's to serve, to please the Lord ultimately. But still, every day we can notice. And I could have very nice experience yesterday, Like I could not start rounds before 4 for some different reasons, right? But when you after some time, you do few rounds, you feel, okay, it's all right. The mind becomes peaceful, you feel auspiciousness around, and it's there. When there is Harinam, you first arrive to Harinam, you see Châtelet, there are all crazy people there. Some are shouting, some are running here and there, Some are so strange, some are, pleading for political, issues. They don't want this party to win or that party to win. Or they're trying to do, you can see on Saturdays, like some hypnosis of people who are starting to do nonsense activities, being under control of the other person. It's so strange. But then, with the Maha Mantra, after some point, you see also that it brings auspiciousness, and devotees, manage to distribute books to some real spiritual seekers that come, The holy name attracts like this. Didn't you notice, of course, when Maharaj or, some senior devotee come, you can feel there are more people coming, interested at the Bhagavad Gita. You maybe have 2 times more book distributors, but more books are going. And still it's Châtelet, it's still the same place. But the holy name, the devotees, they attract, these seeking spiritual seekers. So this is it. It brings auspiciousness. The holy name is here, available every time, every day, and let's take this opportunity to bring this auspiciousness in our life, but in the life of others. This is our main goal. Preaching is the essence. We are reading quite often in the morning, thanks to Rohit Prabhu. That preaching is the essence. Let's give it to everyone. And yesterday I saw how Rasananda in the public transport, he was trying, from the moment he starts, I saw from going out of the gate, he already has the books ready for the first step outside of the temple to distribute, Even inside, because I think he would try to distribute to the fire protection man. I was thinking he would exchange a book or something, but he didn't. I was disappointed. But after, in the transport, even on the way back, he tries to discuss with an Arabic person who touched the full set of Arabic books. He got it in his hands. And before that, he was talking with another person. They were looking at devotees. He was behind Rasikananda. He was looking at Shika. What is that? Then he was looking at Vishnu Dadananda, that they have the same. Oh, they are all together. What are they doing? Oh, they have strange thing in their hand. They were a bit scared, What is that, And after they looked together, what is this? One of them get out, and after Rasananda talked with this Arabic man who took the book in the hand. The man said, no, inshallah I will come to temple, but for now I don't take the books. And after another man get interested, he's around, Rasananda talks to him. This other one who didn't take the book is looking and hearing what he's saying now. Because he's also a Muslim, this person, what he will say, what he will try to convince. But no, Rasananda just want to share. Please, do you know Hare Krishna? It's so nice. And You should try it. Take a book. You want a book? No, you don't. No problem. Hare Krishna. Come and so on. Every moment is an opportunity when we are outside to share this knowledge, and we don't require much time even. Sometimes 5 minutes can change everything, provided we have this mood to share it. Okay, I stop here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm sure you have any comment, any stories to share, or any question maybe.
Question.
Yes.
You said that bhakti is a priority, but
Yes.
what happens with all the cases, like it happens for full-time devotees or those who have dedicated, as we see the offenses, we say no.
Yes.
We shouldn't offend those who have dedicated their life for propagating the for the Srila Prabhupada mission.
Yes.
So it may apply to them, like bhakti is priority for them
Yes.
because they were not doing any job or anything. Like focusing on only bhakti, not karma or jnana yoga or mishra, just only bhakti. So how to, like outsiders, some working and
So you are saying that some of us are working, having other activities.
yeah.
So we are not full-time devotees, in short, yeah? And how does it apply?
How does it apply? Bhakti is a priority.
Bhakti is a matter of consciousness, right? We are practicing Krishna consciousness. The point is to become, as much as we can in our daily activities, conscious of Krishna.
Means
Which means that in your daily activities, if your consciousness can be on Krishna, you may go to work but think of Krishna. Before I used to go to work thinking I will get money and we go to holidays and I will buy this car, I will buy this house, and I will make this nice arrangement in my life thanks to money. But now, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, my spiritual master, I understand that, it will not bring what I want. What we all want naturally is happiness. And this happiness, we cannot reach it through material means. And then, even though happiness is accessible through bhakti, this is not our goal. Again, it's to please Krishna, because this is the real happiness. Like this material happiness that I am talking about, like to get some nice position in society, to get some followers, to get some money, to get wife, family, and so on. Yeah, all this may be present, but should not deviate us from the ultimate goal to reach pure devotional service, when we serve the Lord without any ultimate motive, but just for the pleasure, for his own pleasure. And for now, we are following sadhana bhakti. This sadhana bhakti means regulated process to be more and more conscious of Krishna. You put Krishna in every aspect of your life. You try, So either you are in the temple chanting your rounds, participating to an arati, hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, we understand the direct connection with Krishna, right? Then, when you are going to work, if you are going to work with already the mindset, okay, now I'm going to do this, my duty actually, doing your duty for Krishna, because it's what you are given in this life, like to have this work activity, to have these colleagues. It's your duty, and you do it. Why? Because you want to sustain your home and family life. To sustain family life, you need some Lakshmi. But Krishna also sends you these members of your family, the wife, the children, potentially. And so by going to work, you maintain this family life. And because in your life there is Krishna, in your family life Krishna is in the center, then it's also considered bhakti, right? It's not that I'm going to work, I am in Maya. It's a matter of consciousness. And if at work you manage to preach, directly or indirectly, you cannot say, let's now read the Bhagavatam together. It's so nice, it's so auspicious. You heard about Vamanadev? You should, it's so nice, and let's read together. No, not like this necessarily. May come. Let's hope the best. but indirectly, manifesting the Vaishnav qualities, being just normal human being, reciprocate, help them. Everyone in this world, and we also have some difficulties. So when we are here, help them, by sharing some insights of philosophy when they are a bit down, being supportive, encouraging, listening. Sometimes just to listen to someone, to show some attention will definitely help this person. And like this, by caring for them as well, as being devotees, not aware of being devotees. This is also how we can see work differently. Through the Shastra, we hear, the Shastra. So we observe the world differently. We observe our activities differently. Doing sport can be also a service for Krishna, provided it is for sustaining this body. But it doesn't mean we should, neglect all our sadhana. This is very important. Some devotees may think, okay, it's true, my health is not strong, I will do some sport. And I will do intense sport for, 2-3 weeks to refresh, and I will little diminish my sadhana. This is not the best. The point is to probably confirmed, or maybe Krishna is not happy with what I said. I know. The bird fall. To never, put priority outside of bhakti. Your sadhana is your priority. In our position, our sadhana is our priority. And if we start to think, okay, I will now do intense work and put aside my sadhana, it will not bring nice fruits, because we need to be constantly in contact with Shravanam, Kirtanam, to remember the Lord. If we take especially these two angas of devotional service out of the scope, it becomes dangerous for our life. We might lose, sooner or later, the taste for bhakti. Also, you can go into some, work project. Okay, I will study this, but I don't have time for bhakti. No, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the 3rd chapter, is to understand how to perform both your duties and practice bhakti. You want to be, the householder? Okay, be a spiritual householder. You want to be a worker? Be a spiritual worker. Not that you choose between bhakti or work. No, you do both. That's the point. Sorry for too much explanation. Did it reply your question?
Yeah.
Did it help little?
But this consciousness is very difficult, to develop, like working. Once we get the car or once we get the salary, then
yes,
it's
very
easy
difficult
to say, but practically.
That's why it's good to have the understanding of these different types of yoga also. This yoga ladder. What is Sakama Karma Yoga? What is Nishkama Karma Yoga? To understand, of course, we are following a parallel process, which is Bhakti Yoga. It's a direct elevator.
Direct elevation.
But still, we may have some time, the tendency to be, in Sakama Karma Yoga, Nishkama, okay, we are performing this work, knowing that Krishna exists, but we have some material motive. And it helps us to understand where we are and what is the next level. And so if we understand this, we can understand, okay, now we have to work on this specifically. It's always easier to know what is the next step. To be reminded the ultimate goal is always necessary. But, okay, this is there, but how do I reach there? Where is the ladder to go? What are the intermediate steps? This we may not know. That's why it's good to study carefully the Bhagavad Gita to understand all of this. And the points about possessions, you get a car, you get a flat, how to remain, Krishna conscious despite this so-called opulence. Intellectually, just to remember that this is not ours. We didn't deserve it. it is temporary anyway. But for now, Krishna gave it, let's use it in his service. This is the best use we can do. Doesn't mean we reject things. It's not a false renouncement. You know, you need a car to go to work, you will save 1 hour per day, take the car, because it's more time for Krishna. You need a nice car because you want to serve, different personalities coming here, not to have an old car, dirty and not functioning. Yeah, take a nice car and ensure the security and the well-being of devotees. But it's a balance, always, Don't put you into debt to get this car. Just take what according to your capacities.
Don't over-endure. Over-endure.
Not over-endeavoring, yes. So important, this point, huh? This instruction, I think it's Narada Muni who gave to Yudhishthira. Not endeavor, you should not endeavor to sustain your life. Sorry, I cannot quote the verse. I will try to find it and send you later. Okay, we stop here because it's 9:05. Sorry for, again, going out of time. Shrimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Est-ce que Jiva pran prabhu ki
Toute gloire au niveau d'assemblée. Krishna.